What is going on, everyone? Today, we are going to have a very special guest. Someone who I have had, well, I guess you could say beef with. Someone who talks about me constantly. Today, for the first time ever, we are going to have a face-to-face confrontation. Today on the show, my guest is ReviewTech USA.
Cucumber. Go fuck yourself.
This will be a very special event. You may notice ReviewTech is not here yet. He's late. Folks, ReviewTech is having tech issues. Rich, hello, how are you?
I'm lovely, Philip. How are you? Looking stunning in that sweater today, looking nice.
Thank you, sir. No, go
I'm
ahead.
enjoying your succulents behind you. They're very succulent.
Of course. Well, you built them too, so you know how succulent they are.
I love them.
Wow. First of all, an epic moment. I think this has been a long time coming.
The coincidence of this timing, just, I'm sure it's all just circumstantial, right?
Oh, of course. There's absolutely no reason why it would be right now, this week, or anything. No, it just came together that way. I want to clear the air here. You have absolutely no preconceived notions of what this appearance is, right? You don't know. We haven't talked about if it's going to be a topic, if it's going to be anything, right? We haven't planned anything, correct?
No, not once. And if you did, I would call you out on it. You did.
Just before we start.
You're going to get shirtless? Are you going to get shirtless?
Absolutely not. A lot of people are like, this is great. It's the first face-to-face of Rich versus Phil, and they're going to either have it out or maybe this is a plot. They're going to be like buddies now because the casino has turned on Phil. And now Phil's probably looking for allies, right? And he's looking for buddies to team up with against the casino. What do you think about that?
You were essentially in there. You did simp for them for a while, Phil. One thing I found funny is that things that I've just said for years, you make it like I'm going to stalk you and dry hump your front door in the middle of the night. When PPP said those things at the time, now you're different because the fallout and, he was calling your wife fat. Why was there a difference with that?
Well, there's two things. Number one, if you have some kind of an arrangement with someone, if you're working business-wise with someone, and you know that there's a mutual benefit to being associated or making content, then you give a few inches, right? You'll give a little bit of leeway. You'll let them get a little bit of a rise or get a little bit of a boost or a little bit of whatever it is on your behalf. Because quite frankly, you're also getting a boost on their behalf by being associated or making content with them, all right? But just like everything, there's a limit to that. What's happened is PPP took it upon himself to keep pushing those boundaries as far as he possibly could, thinking that he was a big shit, basically, and he could get away with whatever.
Yeah, but that was at the 11th hour, though, Phil. I mean, there was actually a video of where you tiptoed into confronting him about what he said about your wife, and you gave him a pass. There's a video that Mighty D has where you were, and this happened multiple times. It wasn't just in his video, where you would be in their kick chat in like the wee hours of the morning, text messaging them or messaging them in their chat like a teenage girl. You were gifting subs. You would go back and forth. You always say that your time, like that was, what were you doing then? You say your time is valuable. You say you're very busy. But then you were sitting there in their chat, essentially just simping, actually, which is funny. We'll talk more about simping later, but that was very strange to me.
Rich, I have to be honest with you. I do have a plan for this appearance, and it's nothing whatsoever what you think it is. Rich, do you recognize this?
Those are your poker chips, Phil. Yeah.
Correct. Basically, it was used as a way to humiliate you over the course of that event, where every time that there was something embarrassing that happened, we would take some chips out. We were at the very end. You had one chip left. And I said, this is your chip. I'm going to hold on to it. And I had it on my screen back here. Okay. Are you familiar with the king snake? The king snake is a creature that lures other snakes into its den. The king snake uses this trick in order to make those creatures feel safe. And then the king snake surprises those creatures from behind and swallows them.
Are you swallowing me, Phil?
Hold on.
The king snake. Phil didn't look up the lore of this snake before he declared himself the king snake. In order to protect itself, the king snake emits a foul odor. It secretes a filthy, sour-smelling odor that gets other predators to leave it alone.
Oh my
it's
God.
Toxic. And it's basically, it does fit because it's the boredom, the black hole of boredom that Phil emits, the sour smell of shitty content that makes him unalogable. So he does do that.
This is unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andy and Ashton's briefcase. Today on this podcast, this is not the Level 1 podcast featuring RTU. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Level 666 podcast straight out of fucking hell, because today it is time to explain to you how over the last 8 months and the last couple of years, all of my planning has finally come to fruition. I robbed Kino Casino. I'm not kidding. You all thought that this was he got fooled. He had the wool pulled over his eyes. You don't believe me.
No, I don't believe you.
Rich, I got the receipts, and we're going to look at them together right now.
This feels like retcon to me, Phil, but sure, prove it to me.
There's been all these threats thrown around saying, God forbid that any of these private messages be leaked. These private messages would be so damning. They would hurt him so bad, and man, he is hiding from it. And we're counting down to when we leak the messages. I already put the messages online.
This sounds like damage control. This sounds like you're just trying to get in front of what they're going to say.
Everything that they think they have was already planned ahead of time. Every single thing that I told them was either a lie, a half-truth, or something to buy their confidence. Because the truth is, Rich, I'm tired of being pushed around. Back in 2023, when I did that Side Scrollers interview, and that interview went how it did.
All right, everyone, what's going on? I literally just got off the Side Scrollers podcast a little bit ago here. Today is March 16, 2023. It's not that I have a good time, but I do feel like I very intelligently conducted myself on that show. Mint says, do you feel it was a fair interview? It felt like an ambush. How was that an ambush? Showtime did a super chat, felt like it was a setup, though. How do you feel it was a setup? I don't feel that at all. If I'm the person who was interviewed and I don't feel it was a setup, how do you feel it was a setup exactly?
And I walked out of there thinking, not a lot of people are going to like me. But at least that interview's out there, and now I don't have to worry about this bullshit anymore.
Those interviews make you seem disingenuous, Phil.
After the interview, they decided to make endless amounts of content for weeks to months about me, crapping on me and making tons of money. And the problem is that negates the whole premise of the interview. But after the Side Scrollers thing, I had enough. Mess with me and just get over on my behalf. And I realized at that point, the only way that I was going to be able to change things was to actually do something for myself. But there's no way that I could actively do it publicly. Because if I did it publicly, everyone would just laugh. Because everyone thought I was a big meme and a big joke, right? I got a little bit more of a boost since, the last 8 months, but not much. But what no one realized is that I decided for myself to do something with initiative. And I said, I want to try to actually get over on one of these people who's constantly a misery broker. What I think a misery broker is someone who literally doesn't make content for themselves. All they do is they look at other people's misery, they report on it, they make fun of it, they laugh at it, and then they make a bunch of money.
So what you're saying, this whole entire thing for your casino arc was 4D chess that you were playing them to the point that you would hurt your own reputation and career?
Rich, not only that, I cased probably 6 or 7 different individuals who I thought I could maybe get in their good graces, figure out how to get in on it, and see what would happen. After looking at all of these different people, someone in my chat one day had said, did you hear about Kino Casino? Did you hear that they're also making fun of Review Tech? And I said, no, I don't know anything about these guys. I didn't. I went over there and I actually watched their content one. And I knew from the first moment, this was going to be the one that was going to work. You were the reason that I contacted them. You were the reason why I affiliated with them. The whole idea was to get in the good graces of the casino, to find a way to collab that was going to get me over, that was going to get me some popularity, make me some money, but also at the same time, make them think I'm some kind of a fucking idiot, so that they will always think that I'm indebted to them, that I'm always going to do what they say.
But yet you were still absolutely dying to work with them, though.
Oh, not dying to work with them. They were a means for me to finally get out of the position that I was in, being the whipping boy of the internet. And that was the intention from day one. Everything that I laid out, every conversation I had with them, every late night bullshit session I had with them when I should have been asleep, every time I was on their streams kissing their butt, throwing them super memberships or whatever, was all part of this. They think they have something on me. They're insane.
They do.
How they didn't know that everything I was saying was fake, I don't know. Because, I'll give you some examples here. I said, my wife was sick and she had found God. And now because of that, I can't do this idea that you came up with. And they bought it. I said, oh, my rabbit is sick, so I can't do the show today. My mom is sick, so I have to fly. I keep saying sick, like every excuse was someone's sick. Yet they bought it every time. every
Or you
fucking
were
time.
just, or you were just nervous to go do it, so you canceled on it.
But the point I'm making here is I basically manipulated them as much as I could to make them do what I wanted. I got what I wanted. And then when I knew they were going to eventually turn on me, because we all knew that from the get-go.
That's kind of just gross too, Phil. You would say that your family members were sick to get out of doing things with them?
No. It's not to get out of doing things with them. It's to basically have a way to make them believe that everything I'm saying is true. Because no one is going to think that someone's going to just pull that out of their ass. But to beat a snake, you have to be the better snake. And the truth is, I had enough for two reasons. Number one, the disrespect to my family. And number two, because I wasn't getting anything out of the collaboration anymore. They were pitching ideas that would have worked, but they didn't have any clout to make the ideas happen. It was cancellation, denial, cancellation, denial, after. It was like endless.
I'm not a fan of the casino, but they did have the clout and the money to make things happen. I think the only person believing this in this stream right now is you. Like, you're trying to tell me to believe that for the past 8 months, when you were sitting there gifting them subs, simping for them, like hours upon hours on end, trying to get them to pay attention to you, that this was all some big plan to get vengeance on people that if you never affiliated with, you would be in a better position than you are now. Phil, it's just a fact. You saw that there was an opportunity there. They feigned friendship with you. You called Andy Worski your gaming soulmate. You were so into all this to the point that you let them shame you. And now in the end, after all is said and done, you come out on the other end looking worse, and you're trying to tell me that this is 4D chess?
I could never possibly come out at the end of anything looking worse. I have been the joke of the internet for over a decade. No one listens to me. Even when I have valid things to say, they do that stupid meme that's like, oh, the guy that you hate the most or the worst guy you know finally made a good comment, right? There's nothing to lose. There was only anything to gain. My viewers don't give two shits about the drama.
Oh, they do.
At all.
They do.
They don't want the drama. These guys wanted me to completely change who I was, all of my content into drama content. That's when I basically broke it off. They're so angry that I was the one in charge of the situation all along and not them. So we start off, we had a conversation back and forth. Of course, the first thing we're talking about is you, Rich. I saw your vid about Review Tech threatening June the King, and I basically used you as the way to bridge that gap and get that initial introduction with these guys. I knew that was going to make money for both of us. I knew that was going to be big. It was going to bring me notoriety. It was going to bring them notoriety. I'm the one who put that great idea out there and made it happen. It was me, not them. It was my actual making it happen that started this whole thing and got this popularity train rolling.
Here's what I think. I think you just your hate boner for me was throbbing. You saw that they were wiping the fucking floor with me, and you wanted in on it. What I think you're doing now, as a matter of fact, I guarantee what you're doing now is because you know that this is disastrous for you, that you're trying to be like, aha, all along it was my master plan. It was not your master plan, Phil. I'm just not going to believe it. I don't think anybody with like a upper double-digit IQ will believe it.
So this is the file of me talking with Andy in DMs.
When did you make these, Phil? Right-click on them, go to properties. When is the origin date of these?
There you go.
You right-click on whatever file you're clicking on.
Just made them a couple days ago. Here it is.
So you're saying even when you defended them and went to bat for them with the numerous clips that are out there, and on your own channel, I've seen them, because you always say it's always the track when they're like, oh, they're just razzing me. This was, so you were humiliating yourself to get like a master plan of vengeance back on them?
I 1,000,000% knew they were going to turn on me eventually. You knew it. Everyone else knew it. But everyone apparently thought I was the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. I'm not. I knew exactly what was going on from day one. They seemed to be the only ones who didn't get it. They thought I was that dumb.
Or you were desperate.
There's a difference between desperation and actually finally taking control of your destiny.
Phil,
all day by everybody.
The best way to take control of your destiny is to not get yourself involved. The way to control your destiny is to make content that's more entertaining. People want entertainment. Right now, you're not. I know we're going a little off topic here. You're not offering it.
There's entire businesses on the internet based on people eating food on camera. You realize this, right? Because that's not the business, that's the reward. Get it? I've already raised the funding for it, so I can do it. It's the opposite of what you're thinking.
Can we talk about your microphone setup too as well?
What are you talking about?
Because you've given me a lot of flack about this microphone setup, but this is actually technically
Rich,
the correct way. It ties
in front of me, I have 8 months of private conversation with the casino, exposing them for their idiotic attitudes, the things that they said to insult people that will get them in hot water. We've got all kinds of. You want to talk about my microphone?
Well, yeah, because it kind of ties into the, like, I know you're being disingenuous, making it like this is a master plan. And you're even with small things. It's not about who gives a shit about the microphone, but the point is that you're disingenuous. You're using your dynamic microphone right now like a shotgun mic. This is how you're supposed to have the mic. It's also supposed to be very close to your mouth because dynamic microphones mitigate how much audio is around the room.
I know. I'm well aware of this, Rich. I can do it too. I don't want the mic up my ass when I do my podcast, Rich. It still sounds good and I don't have to suck the mic.
You're using your mic wrong, and I feel like you're using your mic wrong just out of pride to get back at me and other people that are telling you that Phil, put the mic, get a different stand, put it so it's here near your mouth, and you don't have to have these 8 billion different filters in OBS that makes it sound like you sound like you're going through puberty again.
The mic is what shows
Yes.
I'm disingenuous. And that's why you can't believe the evidence I'm about to show you.
Yes.
You are the master of bad timing and how to make things that are exciting incredibly fucking boring.
Phil,
We are not
aliens would be-
here to talk about a microphone, you incredible buffoon. We have several topics to choose from. I would like to let you choose a topic that we can delve into first, okay? Which topic would you like to delve into? We've got Mudahar, It's a Gundam, which is a nice one because apparently It's a Gundam was coming on their show on Friday. Medicare and how they basically ball suck this guy constantly. 2 entire folders of their incredibly awful ideas that I had to keep shutting down because they were so bad. PPP incredibly embarrassing himself that like we were like bosom buddies or possibly he's gay, I'm not sure. And then basically how it fell apart. Also things that they said about Keemstar. Or we could just look at the very few things that I talked about with Warski.
Are any of those as embarrassing as when you pressure your audience to donate so your wife doesn't have to cook dinner?
Oh, they're actually way more embarrassing because I do that publicly as an act to entertain while these things were done behind the scenes. By the way, for the record, everyone's telling me to just dump you from the show because you've already derailed it so poorly and they just want me to do this for myself. But I'm keeping you on here out of good faith.
Phil, you have over 1,300 viewers right now. I'm not seeing, the only one seeing is maybe because a couple people who want Ethan Ralph to come on, but no one's saying to dump me from the show. This is the most viewership. Like, you would need to do like 6 streams to get this much viewership.
They're not here for you. I hate to tell you.
So you get this much viewership every day?
No, it's because I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I mean, you being on this.
Press 1 if you want me to stay. Press 2 if you want me to go.
So, I mean,
Let's
if you're not interested, if you just want to talk about mics and shit, you can, we could do that on another show, but that would not be this one, okay? So what would you like to do?
Phil, there's mostly 1s here, Phil. There's only a handful of 2s.
Okay. Are you going to pick a topic? You pick, I pick, or you get dumped.
You could pick a topic, and then I'll pick the next one. How about that?
The big idea was the co-op react to Rich's documentary. And that was the gold mine, and we all knew it, right? We knew this was going to be the big one. And then after that happened, it's like, well, what are we going to do next? Well, you guys know what I can do. Anything gaming related, I'm down for. So the very first one they had is, let's hit right now. Let's strike when the iron is hot. We're going to do Chain Together with Mudahar. Here's what ends up happening. After hyping this up, that we're going to do Chain Together with Mudahar. Mudahar cancels last second. What ends up happening is Mudahar literally stops talking to these guys entirely. Within one day, Mudahar deletes his entire Twitter account.
Okay, this is boring. That wasn't
Okay.
the reason that he deleted the Twitter account.
Oh, you know what he said? I know exactly what he said. It was because of all the harassment he got and that people were being so nasty about certain things. I get that. And I'm not saying that's why he deleted his Twitter account. I'm saying this is the first actual thing that happened with these guys after the co-op react to your documentary. And immediately it falls apart. They can't contact the guy. They can't get him back. For some reason, this is supposed to be the biggest guy in their Rolodex. He's ghosting them now.
Screen share that link that I sent you. I want you to explain it to me.
I'm
I
not
sent you a
screen
link.
sharing any links. We're not doing any bullshit that you want to do.
Phil, I think you thought this is going to be like some like battered wife. Like, yes, let's go. I don't care about I really don't give a shit. I don't care about.
Okay. So, I guess we'll continue on. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. I tried to make it entertaining. That man is not entertaining in any way, shape, or form. I really wanted to give it an honest shake, but he's an idiot. So up next, one of the big things that's going on right now with the casino is that they're threatening that on Friday, they're going to drop all the logs, which I've already done, and I'm going to give you guys the link in a second, so you're going to have them for yourself. They're going to have It's a Gundam on. It's going to be amazing, because It's a Gundam and PPP are going to team up, and they're going to destroy DSP. boy, I bet you guys are going to be really interested about what they had to say about It's a Gundam just a few months ago. This is PPP trying to contact me about a really, this will be a great show to have It's a Gundam on. See, we have him lined up if you want it. It's a potential mega show with the size of his audience and the hype that's built for years around the meeting. I think he has very little charisma or ability to live format, especially in a 3v1 scenario. So the first time that we even talk about It's a Gundam, they're actually insulting him. I think it's very easy to paint him as a spurg and a miserable alcoholic who hates his life and is pissing it away. It's a big limelight and it's a live scenario. We have him agreed and it's an easy booking. He's desperate. He's obsessed. He's definitely gonna do it. So basically PPP is running It's a Gundam through the dirt here. Keep in mind, I don't even know anything about It's a Gundam. If this is really what they want, I guess I'll do it. Okay, so I agreed to it. Don't treat him seriously at all. Let him do a tantrum. PPP is completely setting up It's a Gundam. 100%. That's the point of this original appearance, so that he would be embarrassed publicly. This is the first time that I told them, I really can't be the villain of the internet. And I explained to PPP, listen, I can't do that because I got a wife and she's not been feeling well and she found religion and she doesn't want me involved in this kind of drama stuff. Some of that is true. Actually, last year, Kat actually did have some health problems. So you're going to see me talking about some of that. But in reality, and by the way, I can take off these headphones now. Basically, I don't want to change myself to be completely a drama guy. I'll do drama, but these guys are trying to push me. They're trying to make it so that I will be hated by everyone on the internet, but it doesn't matter because I'll make big money. I was like, I'm going to make something up. Every good lie starts with a nugget of truth. So what's the truth? Well, my wife had been feeling ill last year. She did have some health problems. That's actually why she stopped appearing in my content for a while. But that's not ongoing, but they don't know that. So what do? You tell the sob story. She's not feeling good. She found religion. I can't be the villain. Now, what's funny is PPP bought it so bad. Maybe maybe it was true. Maybe he actually felt bad, or maybe he was trying to glaze me even further. Like, I'll try to send even more people your way, even though at this point, we're talking early October. Some of the momentum was already slowing down. Because remember, this had all started in August. Now, all of a sudden, all of these months and months and months later, now It's a Gundam is their best friend and he's going to be on the show to Felt Phil. Do you want to know why? When It's a Gundam was presented with, hey, have a neutral show with Darkside Phil and you'll go at it, he declined, couldn't do it. But now he's their friend because now they're going to team up against me. Says a lot about It's a Gundam. So I want you to think about this. I come up with the idea with the review tech thing. It works. It's giant. It's huge. I make it happen. It blows up. Their first two big ideas or let's do a co-op with Medicare. Let's do a co-op with Mutahar. Let's do a co-op with, or an appearance with It's a Gundam. They flop. The point is, they keep coming up with some of the most half-assed, cockamamie ideas over and over, and they keep telling me to do them, and I'm like, are you crazy? What's the next big idea? Well, man, we're kind of running out of ideas. Can we get Frank Hassel to come visit you? No. Just to clarify, because this has happened years ago too, I just got to clarify for the purpose of this video, folks. I live in a private community for a reason. No one is allowed to come into this community without permission from one of the residents. I would never, ever let someone harass me or ever at my house. I would just stay inside, call the police, send people off to jail where they belong. It's that simple.
Subject explained that he is a crowd-funded paid gamer. Is any of this ringing a bell?
Yeah, because I believe he was swatted. This place was covered in cameras on the outside, and we were like, wow, we see that and we think, grow up.
Was there any other reason why when I said he was a gamer that garnered a memory to you?
Well, yeah, so he didn't want us at his place. He didn't want cops showing up there. He insisted by phone.
I mean, this is the harebrained cockamamie scheme that these guys are coming up with. This is the first time he told me about Stephen Cambion. You want to talk about another bad idea? So he pitches to me that I should do an interview, and then eventually what ends up happening, the interview, as you know, wasn't really an interview. It was just an attack session. This is just going to be like a softball interview. And when he told me that, I 100% knew that it wasn't going to be a softball interview. I knew that he was kind of starting to snake me. I knew going into it that he was going to bring up drama. After the show ends, I basically say to PPP, I didn't appreciate the way that show went down, and here's why. If I had known that he was going to go as hard as he did in that True Seekers interview, I would have actually given him more to work with. We actually could have worked together to blow this up bigger. As it is, all that's going to happen now is the same detractors are going to show up to his streams and probably throw him money, similar to what happened with Side Scrollers after they did their interview with me. Here's his response. You made the guy's career, and I really like him. I want him to do well. I appreciate you doing a good favor. I think it's going to bring attention back to the DSP ecosystem and energize your supporters, and there's future business in it. We subverted the detractors My guy is their new hero, and we can take their money now. So the whole Steve thing, I was aware of ahead of time. It was complete setup on purpose to milk the detractors, but the detractors are too stupid to figure that out, so they still kept going to Steve's streams to give him money. You might wonder, why did I do this, right? Because I wanted to keep the grift going, all right? I did. But once this thing happened with Steve, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this was the beginning of the end for me back in February, because I was like, there's absolutely no way after this that these guys are going to come up with any good ideas. The thing is that a lot of people don't know, PPP is jealous of and wishes that he were Keemstar. He wishes that he could set up his own lolcow universe. I fooled him into thinking that if I had Keemstar on my show, that it was going to be like an aggressive thing and I was going to destroy him or whatever. So here he is. God bless you, fuck Keem. I honestly thought just a little bit after his apology, maybe something fun could happen with him, but he's truly a piece of shit. He's just telling me how to behave. So I'm going along with it because, again, I don't want the sham to end. I don't want him to know that I really don't like him and that this is all me just working these people. He wants to be Keem, but he can't get anything that Keem had. Well, I guess we'll continue on with the embarrassment of PPP at this point. It's going to be a good one. PPP has said, I offered Phil money to fly out to Florida to paid vacation for him and his wife, and he declined. This guy is a much bigger mark for wrestling than I ever have been. He bought all these collector's belts. He bought the Hogan belt. He bought a Bret Hart belt. He spent all this money on belts. Hey, Phil, when was the last time you got to go on a vacation or a trip? I know this might be beyond your comfort zone, but Hulk Hogan has a bar in Tampa Bay, and for the Super Bowl this year, he's going to be at the bar with a bunch of other wrestler friends. I think I'm going to fly down for the event and rent a table. I want to offer you to pay for your flight and hotel if you want to come down for the weekend. We could drink and hang out, and you could film videos. I know it's crazy, but it's something fun that we could do. Maybe we could meet Hogan. Does that sound like a paid vacation for Phil and his family? No, because it's not. I had been talking with these guys for months, night after night, behind the scenes, making them feel like I'm their friend, building up confidence. Particularly PPP was the one who I talked to the most. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I see something like this, I actually felt bad because it's two things. Number one, it definitely means that the trick worked. That even though these guys at a moment's notice are ready to snake me. But number two, if he's offering me this, I don't know if this is an offer of, oh, we're friends and we want to go hang out. I'm going to be honest. I think this is a cry because he's very lonely. He doesn't really have anyone to spend time with, which is probably why he would chat with me at night so often, in the middle of the night. I mean, look at the time of these texts. For him, he's in the East Coast of Canada. What is this, like 5 a.m? Obviously, I think this guy's very lonely. I don't think that this guy has any or many friends. I think he's burned all his bridges. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm very embarrassed when I get this. I'm friendly with this man from a work perspective. I'm not necessarily considering this guy a close personal friend or anything. He probably thinks that way because I've been feeding him these lies for months and months. I'll be honest, maybe a little bit of gay, I don't know. But it's a little weird when someone who you've never spent any time with in real life all of a sudden is offering to fly you across the country, all expenses paid, to a bar in Florida to drink and see Hulk Hogan. I'm like, this is a little gay. I'm happily married. My best friend is my wife. If I'm going to spend more time with someone, it's going to be my wife. It's not going to be PPP spending time at Hogan's bar in Florida, brother. So he basically 100% thought that everything that I ever told him was genuine when most of it was bullshit. He actually thought that I was a close personal confidant of him when I really hadn't told him anything that was anything secret whatsoever. None of it was real. It was all bullshit. The truth is, even if they were true, that's still fucked up. That's supposed to be private personal shit that you never would have to tell anyone, but yet you're doing it anyway, even if it were true. Now, it's not, but even if it were, man, that's fucked up. I know Andy apparently doesn't like me, but I've barely talked with the guy, so I just don't know him that well. So it's very odd to me that we had people saying stuff like he's your gaming soulmate and shit like that. So when Andy's coke allegations resurfaced, 100% I reached out to him to be nice to him again, just pushing forward the ruse that I'm their friend and I've got their back, as Review Tech said, simping for them. Detractors ain't art to you are trying to say I'm a pedo and snorts through video. He's really setting me to this like it's important, and I'm like, I don't care. Wait, what? He just said, hey, if I am still doing coke, isn't that fine because I'm still putting on a good show? Oops. We got PPP offering to fly me out to Florida to go to Hogan's bar and have drinks with him. Kind of gay, kind of weird. All we have is a business relationship. Why are you bringing this shit up? Why would you? It doesn't make sense. Then he tries to backtrack and cover it up. I say, oh, I'll fly your wife out there too. No, we're not doing that. All right. And we got Worski coming out of here on Valentine's Day asking me why I've unfollowed him on X when I never followed him on X. The one thing that kept coming up over and over and over was Mr. Medicare. I don't know anything about Mr. Medicare. I don't know why they wanted me to do content with Mr. Medicare. But it was their idea from the get-go that I would actually be doing content with Medicare, that I should keep reaching out to Medicare. From all reports, the guy's in freaking hospice care. Why would he want to do content with me? And they're insisting you should keep trying. Don't give up. Wait a few months. Try again. This will be the biggest thing ever. And the only thing that I can read is that these guys, or at least PPP, idolize Medicare so much. Like he's their daddy. He's their idol. They really wish that they could be Medicare. Absolute craziness, the amount of times that they would keep bringing him up. Medicare's back. He's available to do stuff. He's streaming on Halloween. Say he should give a Christmas gift to the internet by coming on the Level 1 podcast next Tuesday. In reality, I don't care about Mr. Medicare at all. I have no ill will towards him, but I also don't like him. Let him be, right? Let him be. But they kept bringing him, I say they, PPP kept bringing him up constantly. I don't want anything to do with this, but I'm doing it because, again, I'm trying to stay in their good graces, make them feel like I'm their friend. Basically, what I think I want to do to end is to explain how it finally fell apart. This is all something that I had orchestrated since the beginning, and they bought it hook, line, and sinker. Which, by the way, you guys don't even realize something, but I'm going to bring it up in a second, which is actually the culmination of all of it that just happened to happen today. Why did this all start happening? After I did that show with Steve Cambion, all right? And the fact that this show was meant to set me up. It's obvious. Up to then, these guys had kind of been transparent about everything, and I kind of felt like here's the deal. If you really look over the whole history of what I did with these guys, the initial meeting where I did the first show with them, the react to the Review Tech USA documentary, and me going and doing that Josh Moon interview, I would say were all gold, and that was a month of good stuff. But after that, literally everything these guys came up with canceled because they have no fucking clout. A few little pieces of content that we're trying to do, it doesn't explode or do much. So what am I left to do? You know, actually, to be honest, at the beginning of this year, I was probably going to cut off contact with them at that point because I didn't feel like I was getting anything out of it anymore. But I was trying to figure out the way out. Let's do Smart Guys and see how it goes. And if the show does well, then we'll keep going for a while and I'll play it by ear. But if the show tanks and doesn't do well, then instead I'll cut off with these guys and we'll be done. So this long con started off great. I get a giant surge of views and support, and it dies out within just a few months. These guys, I thought that they were big shit. They're not. Here, I thought I was the king snake and I was going to eat them up, but these guys aren't doing anything for me at this point. Like nothing's working anymore. All of a sudden, I start noticing that PPP is now starting to insult me and saying like snide remarks and comments. Now, he'd been doing it all along on his show, but it seems like it's starting to escalate. Like on the show, the Grill Phil segments, which used to be like 20 minutes, are now becoming an hour. And it's not even interesting. It's not even paying off. Let's grill Phil on Smart Guys for a whole hour. It's not getting us views. It's not getting us support. It's not getting us anything. In reality, people are coming to Smart Guys to watch wrestling commentary, not see me get grilled. He thinks they are, but they never did. They never came there and supported because of that at all. This is basically where things start to fall apart. Basically, and again, you're going to see when you read through the logs, which me saying things, you know, about my family members and stuff. I don't have a real ID. My mom is sick and all this stuff. But again, it's the same shtick, the same spiel, just trying to continue on to get out of doing the shit I don't want to do because it's dumb shit. I would like you for your content to be interesting, for people to watch it. Ultimately, your content to sit in a slowly dwindling audience. And you're praying to God for a new whale to fall from the sky. Now, because you did a favor for the other guy on my team that doesn't impact you in any real way other than you provide your spiral and lash out. That's disappointing. Go ahead, be a victim and make us out to be whatever you want. But I did try. You laughing at the joke of my wife looking like Piper Niven was not cool, even if it wasn't intentional. I'm not trying to cause problems, but next time I'm going to say something and it's going to be uncomfortable, I have more than enough shit going on and you know that. So I do confront him about him saying shit about my wife, because this was actually the first time he had ever done it in front of my face. This is the rabbit conversation, which you guys are going to find, which is all bullshit. I needed to delay Smart Guys. I didn't want to do it that night, so I just made something up, but he believes it because he's, you know, gullible. This is last week, and this is when the crap all hit the fan. FYI, trolls went crazy hard on my stream today, bombarding me with messages saying that you called me a lazy POS on a casino last night. You called my wife fat and more. I ignored it, but that's apparently their narrative now. Then he says, oh, I'm sorry. I was doing that routine. I honestly think you should take a few days to recuperate and have some stiff drinks and watch shows with your wife. Everyone can see you're having a great tough time right now. I feel badly to be affecting you in any way. I'm gonna lay off with the smart ass stuff, try to rest up, things will get better. I'm worried about you, so take care of yourself. Have some weed. And I'm only partly kidding. I said it right here. I accept your answer, but I told you I had issue with you making fun of Kat on Smart Guys, so why are you doing this on your show? I'm trying to understand it. I have both friend and foe alike now telling me to sever ties with you because you're not my friend and you're using me. And what does he say? It makes sense if I find something funny to say, I'm going to say it. I find what is taboo, boundary pushing to be funny and shocking in a way. So I feel bad that, you're going through any hard times. I like to push buttons anyway. I went too far this week. I wasn't treating you like a person, more like content. And I'm very sorry for that. So again, he's apologizing. But what's the point of apologizing if you do it anyway? When you're apologizing for something, but then you're doing it anyway, it doesn't matter. You've already done it again and again. So at this point, I know that his apologies don't mean anything either. So what does he say? I want to make it clear, if you do want to cut ties, I completely understand. And I think that you'll do well no matter what. It was at that moment that I decided I'm going to cut ties with this guy. I said, that's pretty much what I thought you were going to say. I have thick skin. I get it. Now people are 100% thinking that you're using me. I don't know what we're going to do moving forward, basically. We need boundaries. And he says, I happen to like that there's different ways to interpret what's going on, and there's not very straightforward. I think people get invested. I see that you're crashing out. Now, this was the next day's podcast. This was the podcast I did last week where I said I have 3 options. Option 1 is being a sellout. Option 2 is being a massive drama queen villain for the internet like PPP wants me to be. Or number 3 is to go the third route and go straight down the middle. He thinks that's crashing out because I don't want to do path 2. Little does he know that all along, this whole thing has been a setup. I'm only going along for the ride because essentially I wanted to get more views and money and give myself a boost. He doesn't get it. So I said, crashing out means I want my wife to be treated with respect. There's no way I can justify or defend your insulting cat for no reason, even if it's getting a rise out of your audience. You've apologized to me for it, so either you know it's wrong or you've been disingenuous. I advise taking some time off. You're kind of seething and lashing out in all directions. You'll just never understand that you don't have to respond to everything and see. I said, I don't even know what you're talking about. Then I looked at his Twitter, and this was on his Twitter. It's a fact. I'm not sure why there's so much hostility surrounding observing reality. So basically saying it's okay to insult your wife. I can just do whatever I want. I can just insult your wife as much as I want. A month before, when I had done the show, the interview with Steve, I was told both by PPP and Steve, because you did that and you took a giant beating, and now Steve took all this money from your dumb detractors who are so stupid that they throw money at Steve. We're now going to say we owe you a favor. So whatever you need moving forward, you need that favor. You'll find that in the logs, okay? Well, here we are. I say, what you could have done, you could have just said that you owed me a favor. That's all you had to say. And that because of that, you're not going to insult Kat anymore because you owe me a big favor. Here, people in my Kick Chat are saying you've insulted Kat again. This was the last Wednesday, so their second show of the week. I really hope that's not true. I'm going to go to sleep. I feel like shit after this week of stuff. I'm sure I'll be bombarded with clips in the morning if this is true. I wake up in the morning, and here's what I have. I owe you nothing, you fucking F-word. And it'll be a cold day in hell before I'm scared of you. Why don't you bring me on tonight and see how it goes? You really wanted to flex nuts. I'm so sick of your shit. You threw everything I did in my face yesterday with the third path lazy bullshit. You have no gratitude for anything. The whole big dog routine, and you're thinking you're gonna break me and run the yard? I will fucking show you whose yard it is. You escalated this and I want a scorched earth drama campaign. I can give you that in spades. I have no idea what he's talking about. Literally, I did one podcast where I talked about I have 3 paths. And the next podcast, I said, if this guy insults my wife again, I'm breaking ties and I'm not making content with him anymore because I don't have to continue to do smart guys if this guy's going to insult my wife. I said it's all right if he goes ahead and insults me, but he's not allowed to insult my wife. That's all I said. All of a sudden, I'm the big dog who's thinking he's going to break him and run the yard. So I said, there's no drama. If you scorch the earth, you're just doing it to make yourself feel better. You're talking to yourself because you have nothing. I have nothing to say in response. As you said before, it's all the same shit over and over. The same detractor shit is all they're gonna say. I have nothing else to say. On my end, it's done. This is 100% your doing, not mine. All you had to do was be reasonable and have respect, but you couldn't do it. I think that's sad. Smart Guys was great. What we did together was great, but you can't control yourself. And this is it. This is where I was gonna cut it off. I wasn't gonna snake them publicly. I wasn't going to do this show today at all. The whole idea of this show was that I have to respond because these guys are literally just going to keep doing stuff no matter what. So I have to at least do something. And if anything, if the one thing is that I drop the logs, so therefore they can't make shit up and spin the logs in a way that they're not, or say, hey, look, here's an edited log to protect us, but here's the part that makes Phil look bad or whatever. Right now, I'm about to dump them so you guys can read them in their entirety, unedited. But here's his responses. His completely unhinged, insane, over-the-top, crazy responses. Get a fucking grip, Phil. This isn't about your wife or my comments. It's about you being a stubborn, lazy, stuck in your ways. Word I can't say. Who doesn't like getting confronted about your bullshit. You cry victim and throw pity parties to get out of being held accountable, even making the slightest effort out of your own comfort zone to do anything else because you're using this shit to try and have an out, and you can pretend that you're everyone else, blah, 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 blah. And he keeps going. You have no respect. You flush every opportunity. You show me in my efforts zero respect. You're trying to extend my respect to you. You know my tweets are right. By the way, why don't you respond to them? You're a coward. You have been your entire life. You can hide in your hug box, but one day there won't be anyone. He's talking to himself. I'm not reading it. I'm not paying any attention. This is like your ex-girlfriend says it's okay to break up with her if you're not okay with her abusing you. And you're like, all right, I break up with you. And then she freaks out and is stalking you and is going to all your friends and relatives and the public talking shit about you and saying awful things. I'm going to reveal this personal thing about you and this personal thing. How dare you break up with me? How could you break up with me? You know my tweets are right. I didn't read his tweets. I'm not sitting on his Twitter reading his tweets. I don't give a fuck what he tweets. I don't want to have to do what I'm doing because this is after the first show on Friday where he had talked shit and exposed secrets about my life. It doesn't feel good to dump all this on you, but you've endlessly escalated the situation. When did I endlessly escalate the situation? You've been incredibly petty and disrespectful. Never happened. I genuinely want you to apologize for wasting my efforts and let everyone know that it's the case. And he says, if you do that, I will drop the entire thing and move on. Why now do I have to publicly apologize? For what? Are you insane? And then we're not even done. Listen, there's still an opportunity to end things in an amicable fashion. Don't allow pride to stop you from making the decision that's best for you. And then for the record, he texted me again Monday and says, there's no need for you to ever contact me ever again. You made your decision and it's shameful. The best part about all of it is, folks, I was never going to stay with him as a friend, as a co-worker, regardless. It was only temporary until eventually I feel like we were going to actually do something great, and if it wasn't nothing great, then we're done. For me, it was always a business relationship, but I had to perpetuate the lie because these guys have such a bad reputation. They have so much bad stuff going on for them on the internet that if I don't go to bat for them, then people will be like, what are you doing? Why are you associating with this bad guy, this doing this and that? I had to give them all these lies to keep them going so they would stop. All right. They would stop doing the bullshit with, oh, you know, maybe they would think that I wasn't being truthful or I was actually fucking with them, unless what you got to do is you have to give a little, just a little truth and then a big lie attached to it. And then they buy it hook, line, and sinker. Was my wife sick last year? She was for a little bit. She's not anymore. None of that's going on. But you attach that little bit of truth and then they'll believe you. So I cased these guys 100%. Okay? Seriously, 100%. This was my doing. I sought them out. I messaged them. I'm the one who had the idea for the Review Tech React and made it happen, not them. And then after that, it was continuous failure after failure on their behalf. They couldn't get Mutahar. They couldn't get It's a Gundam. They couldn't get Medicare. They couldn't do anything. It was just, oh, appear on our show and talk shit about Ralph. Who fucking cares about talking shit about Ralph? No one. It's boring. Do something that's particular that will make sense, that you're finally involving me, not this boring shit. They're not creative. The only way that they could make stuff work is if I changed who I was, if I completely and utterly became the internet drama guy. And I don't want to do that. But I realize I'm already in this with these guys and I got to find a way out. So I bide my time. I wait. We're doing smart guys. I'm going to find a way out eventually. And they don't have anything on me. Literally, they have a bunch of fucking lies that I fed them for 8 months. Big deal if they throw it out on the internet. All it does is make them look like shit, which isn't even fucking true. So who cares? That's PPP. He's unhinged. He's obsessed with me. He's in love with me. He thinks that I'm his fucking boyfriend or girlfriend. He's nuts. He's lonely as fuck. He has no friends, no one who will spend time with him, no one who will do wrestling with him. He wants me to fly to Hogan's bar to have some drinks. That's pretty fucking gay. And one final thing, because Moon Knight did say, what took you so long? If this was going down last week, why didn't you publicly talk about it last week? Number one, I wanted to see if they were really going to escalate it and do shit, and I didn't know they were going to do that until Friday when they did it on the show. So for those who don't know, to export your content from X, it takes over 24 hours. You have to put in the request, then they send you the files and shit. It takes forever. You have to wait for it to show up. Then when it shows up, guess what happens? It's just a browser link, and you can only open it in a browser, so you have no evidence. I wouldn't be able to show you the evidence. So I then had to find a way to convert all of the files over to PDF files. Funny that they're PDF files with these guys, so that I could actually publicly put those on the internet. Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. This is the PPP file, and here are the Warski conversations right there. I have one final thing to say. Ladies and gentlemen, as of this morning, I'm a verified member over on Kick. So it all comes full circle, where these guys, their first intention was 100% to use me. And I knew that. I didn't want to be a part of their content, but I saw this was my opportunity to get in with someone who had some popularity on the internet and finally, for once, set myself up to get some positive attention. Isn't it funny that once finally the actual truthful light was shed on me, everyone's like, he ain't that bad. His content's pretty good. He's a chill guy. This is pretty fun. It's like, you're out of your minds. You're fucking insane losers. They always were. I knew that from the fucking start. This is them. Is this what you want to aspire to be someday? Yeah, they might have a lot of money because idiots throw them money every fucking day. This could have been me standing next to fucking Ashton at the Hogan bar if I went. Why do you think I didn't want to go? All the shit that they think they have is fake. It's bullshit. It's half-truths. It's no truths. They got fucked. Ladies and gentlemen, I king snaked the fucking casino. And I ate them the fuck up for breakfast. I reaped the rewards. If they come out and be like, well, we got this flaming gun, we got this smoking piece of evidence. No, they don't. Because if there was evidence out there of anything that they were probably going to make up, June the King would have had it in his documentary, and my detractors would have already had it. Unlike all these other creators where all this shit constantly gets publicly exposed over the years, I don't have skeletons in the closet. The king snaked the casino. I got what I wanted. I got the temporary boost. It helped me. I got verified on Kick. I want nothing to do with any of these drama motherfuckers at all. I just want to be left the fuck alone. Next time that you have an idea in your head that you're going to try to get me, we're going to team up and snake it, think twice. Because I'm the fucking king of fucking snakes. You get it? You're not going to be able to snake me because I'm never going to give you enough to snake. You'd have to be a moron. I'm moving on with my life. I got rid of the toxic girlfriend who was treating me bad. I had to do this because they escalated it and got it to the point where it was. So now they have nothing to work with. It's all burned. And it's funny because people are like, well, what's completely falsified? That's none of your fucking business. You are not entitled to know everything about me or my life simply because I am on the internet. What you need to know is what's going on a stream. If you like the content, if you do, support it. That's it. That's where it ends. And to my actual positive viewers, I'm very sorry that this is, stupid shit. The thing was, these idiots were going to keep dragging us through the mud endlessly until something was done. I would hope that for those of you who watch On Kick and enjoy would still support the channel in some way, but I don't blame if I lose a whole bunch of viewers now over this. If that happens, there's not much I can do about it. As fun as it was there, I don't want to become King Snake Phil, because that's what they, knowing them, that's what they would have had me do. I just find it hilarious. I'm just going to say this. If It's a Gundam is on their show on Friday, he is the biggest motherfucking bitch on the planet. If you want to support the stream, you could start now. You'll get a pop-up on screen, and hopefully we'll hit the goal. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't hit the goal. You want to know why? Because people don't come here for drama and support drama when I do it. Do you get it? They didn't have good idea. Best idea was fucking mine. You must change. You must do as we say. I don't have to do shit. The fuck are you talking about? Who do you think you're speaking to? You're not my fucking better. You're two guys who sit there on Kick screaming like banshees at a bunch of drama lol cows. Ooh, ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. Ooh. It's like a fucking clown show. Now that it's all out there, we're done. They could keep going as much as they want, and I'm not going to pay any fucking attention to them whatsoever. No, all the stuff that I said is bullshit. You don't have to believe any of it. It's all nonsense. The truth is, none of you should have heard any of it anyway. It was fucking stuff just for their ears as lies. That's why I'm not talking about it publicly. But, these guys... Let's see if we hit the goal today. It would be great to hit it. Don't you think that if there was something to fear, that I would have not involved myself? I think the guy's lonely. He doesn't have any real life friends. He just has people online. And that's sad. I'm happily married. My best friend is my wife. I want to spend as much time with her as possible. I don't have time or means to go fly out with other people and hang out. I have no desire to go spend time with other people. I want to be with my wife. Are you planning to visit your family? It's all baloney. I don't know why people are going to ask me specifically about this stuff now. It's all baloney. I think when we're done shouting out these tips, we may be close to the goal, but I don't think we've hit the goal yet, FYI. How exactly would you like me to show you that I planned it all along? I showed you the fact that I was the first person to reach out to them and talk to them. If you actually read the log, you'll see it was my idea to do the co-op commentary with Rich, that we were each going to do our own reacts to the Rich documentary. And then, they had said, if only we could do it with DSP. And then I contacted them and said, let's do it. Let's make it happen. I'm willing to do it. So that was my idea. And then everything came off there. So what exactly, do you want to see that I have a document that's actually marked like July of last year where I drew up a nefarious outline of how this whole thing was going to go? Because I don't have that. I don't have that at all, right? It's very simple, all right? It's not rocket science here. Again, I always knew they were going to do that, but I had a hope they wouldn't. Like I always had in the back of my head, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll actually be nice to me and turn over a new leaf. And I start to see the signs. Yeah, over time, you see it. You see it. You see it. Well, if you're revealing that you snaked someone, why would anyone want to be on your podcast now? Why would I want someone on my podcast? Guys, we're right there at the goal. Let's hit the goal. I just don't like drama content. I don't find it entertaining. You know what I don't watch? I don't watch the Kardashians. I don't watch The Real World. I don't watch Jackass. I don't watch any of that. Yes, he's in their chat and he's talking and he gifted some subs tonight and all that. Yeah, because it continues the narrative. The night Worski was playing Silent Hill 2 Remake, he got lost. He couldn't figure out this puzzle and I had to look it up to save him because I just done that puzzle like the day before or the night before. So I looked at my own video and I saved his bug. Trying to push that and, make them think that everything's cool. Which, at that point, like I said, I always felt like it was going to be a turning. There was going to be a snaking, as they say. I didn't know when or how it was going to happen, but I always kind of felt like it was going to happen. I just didn't know when it would arise. Someone tipped $2. It's crazy how they got you to ban a certain chatter for being a certain thing. I think we all know what's being referenced there. But then it turns around, they have to sweep for one of their fans who was a big donator. Yeah, I mean, again, I pay no attention. To be honest, I didn't really pay attention to it when it happened, but giving me the ultimate crap just to find out that one of their biggest contributors is the same thing of the person that they gave me shit for, supposedly, because it is alleged. I don't think it's proven. Isn't it funny? I was the villain in that situation, but that was fine for that to happen. Again, all those leaks that kept happening to them, there was the Vegas thing, there was the Worski relapse thing and all that. All I said to them was, listen, you guys are being nice to me. I'll be nice to you. I don't care about any of that stuff. That's all I said. That was it. Like, I never really got into it. I kind of ignored it. So what are we doing? I've not been paying attention. We're at 121. Guys, we're $29 away from hitting our goal, getting to 69. It's like people now people used to complain to me because I overshared and put too much stuff out there private or publicly that should have been private. Now, I literally am telling you I don't want to make it public anymore, and now people are bringing it up anyway. Now, what the fuck? By the way, we're almost at the goal. Like I said, $22 to hit the goal. No, none of the regulars that got banned are getting unbanned. They literally took over my chat on Kick, the business. They tried to be jerks. I'm banning them. They could be banned forever. I don't care. Still got like 15, 20 minutes left, and we are at 132, guys. Can we just hit the goal and get it over with? I don't have to bring it up again. Seriously. We're this close. We're gonna hit it. Can we just do it now so that we can just chill for the next 15, 20 minutes? Come on, who's gonna do it? I would say someone on Kick would be great because Kick today, we had like 1 sub, right? That was it. To be honest, I would just like 4 subs so we can hit the goal. I literally do better on normal streams that aren't drama than drama. Can you not see that? This entire stream has been bullshit drama, and look at how I've done. We didn't hit the goal yet. Don't hit the goal doing drama because no one cares about drama in my community. We're so past done with it. And that's what the point I keep making. If I go drama, I lose this community of people that I have built from the ground up for 17 years. A lot of people aren't like that. Some people, they see their viewers and their fan base as just a cash machine and they're disposable, and I don't care. I don't see it that way. I don't want to lose you guys because I go too far to that side, and that's what it was dangerous ground that I treaded in the fall, and I feel like I course corrected properly at the right time, and those guys didn't feel that way. They were very upset with me. I keep talking about it because people are talking about it in the chat, you idiot. What should I do? Ignore the chat? That's a good idea. Turn on a stream and ignore your chat. No, they did not. Are you kidding me? They did not plan for me to reveal it. Are you nuts? If you want Review Tech on your stream, you're welcome to invite him there, MyCast, except you don't have a stream because you're nobody. If you didn't see that he was completely making the whole thing go south, like the entire chat was saying, dude, just get Ralph on your show because this is awful. Like, this is garbage. He's ruining the stream. Just stop it now. Stop him before he tanks the whole thing. No, the plan was not executed flawlessly because it made all the factors would have had to go the way that I wanted them to, and they didn't. There's nothing I can do about that. That's the problem of having so many X factors, He wasn't buying in, which is what I wanted to happen, but he didn't. So the flow was broken. But guys, last hurrah, if you want to ask me a question or support, we're ridiculously close to the goal. Let's hit it. We're $16 away now. I look pissed off? Not at all. Relaxing, chill, fun, I'm good. To end this right now, because this will be the end because I got to go. So I guess we're not going to hit the goal, which I guess is fine. I guess we're not going to hit it for tonight. Hopefully we will hit it later tonight. Weird that we're that close and we're not going to hit it. If people bring it up, hey, did you know what this guy said? I don't give a fuck. Say it again, get banned. I'm just done. I don't care what anyone's saying or doing. That means nothing to me. It didn't pay. None of this drama content made any fucking sense. When I do drama content, I can't even hit my basic goal, but I can do it when I'm playing games. Sorry to disappoint you. Over 2,000 viewers or nearly 2,000 viewers, no one was contributing or nothing. Of course not. No, there's no tips coming in. There's no anonymous tip coming in. There's no super chat coming in. I'm ending the stream now.